as a third party, like watching you and your content, you know, and that's kind of the vein I'm always thinking of. This is kind of how I always perceived your megaphone, the thing I always thought of when I watched your content. YouTube, you start doing the YouTube, and, you know, obviously YouTube's the platform people purposely go to watch. It's the only platform you don't have to put subtitles on. Right. When I explain like content strategy to people, it's the only one people purposely go to watch a video. Talking head videos historically do really well on YouTube. You know, even if we're talking a straight talking head, no cut up B-roll, nothing added over top of it. And Marcus always, I believe, was just this very, well, you're an alpha in competition and physically people admire and want to maybe emulate this, and you instantly garner their respect. Just an authority the second, you know, your video of you working out shows up. But I always felt your megaphone was actually like this calm, steady, almost philosophical, stoic kind of approach you just took to it. Like your videos feel like a conversation. Like literally if I was paying you as a nutritional coach or a coach and I sat down and we're having it, I feel like you were talking to me. I felt empathy coming through. And I've used you in examples for people who are trying to create an online presence. I'm like, here's some different personas and people who've got a megaphone. I've shown yours. I've even shown what Hormozi got on his. You know, I'm like, look at this. This guy's going to be a billionaire probably. He's probably going to be well on his way. Look at this video. What stands out? Like he's wearing a wife beater and like he's got a shitty acquisition hat on and he's got a breathe right strip over his nose and he looks like he's sitting in a closet. I'm like, does that look like the setup that a multi-millionaire would have? I'm like, no, right. I'm like that contrast alone is very intriguing and draws in. Look at, you know, Liver King, you doing push-ups on the subway shirtless or, you know, lunging down, you know, in front of the Liberty Bell with dumbbells in his hands. So I'm always looking at the megaphone as far as that goes. When you started creating content, or what do you guys think about it? Is there someone else out there making content you're like, I like the way they do it, or it inspires me to think more about it? Because when you first turn on the camera, I agree. I bet you probably went just that this is just how I would talk. Like this is you and me doing this. This is what we did at dinner last night. We just now have cameras on.
Right.
Did you ever look at anyone and be like, you know, that's a really good way to I like how he's done that. And then you download that somewhere in the back of your head. And so that when your red light comes on in your camera, you emulate, because we all, when we're doing something unknown, we all emulate someone else who's done it that we've watched to a degree.
Yeah, that's a good question. I try and look to people who maybe have entrepreneurs, coaches in the space who also have like families and kids, and be like, hey, what are they doing? How are they, you know, navigating this, you know, showing their presence as like a person, like their personality on story, authentic ways. And then I also look at people like, okay, I know this individual has nothing going on in their life except for business and themselves. They don't have kids. They like, this is not like who I am. They have a lot more time to like invest in this process. You know, how are they coming across? What are they taking advantage of when they have additional time on their plate to develop content and to show the personal life? And I'm not like, I don't have any specific names to shoot you with right now, but there definitely is something that I'm constantly looking, you know, to sort of show a little bit more of like the behind the scenes of like my life.
Real life, yeah.
That will, I think is quite relatable.